calm. And I just finished watching the 10th annual BET Awards live from Los Angeles, California, and the coveted Shrine Auditorium. I'm not going to even waste any time. I'm just going to cut right to the chase because I did not Twitter a lot and tweet as the showcase was going on, because I knew that I was going to record this video to share a lot of my thoughts and opinions. And I have to just kind of like get to this. Chris Brown. Tonight, I think on many levels, Chris Brown redeemed himself. He redeemed himself publicly. He redeemed himself with fans. He redeemed himself with people who were sort of on the fence and didn't know how to really feel about him. Because what this young man did tonight was that he came onto the stage during the entire Michael Jackson 1-year anniversary tribute, and he performed. You know, he did what he does best, and he performed. When you look at Chris Brown and you rank him against the other male R&B artists, Chris Brown is the quintessential performer. He's a dancer. And I think that he presented for the Michael Jackson tribute what really no other male artist in our generation, in this day and time, could possibly do. And he did so with such pizzazz and talent and charisma, you know. And when he came out at the end to perform Man in the Mirror, and he was like so emotional, and you know, he was crying, and people were like on Twitter talking about how, oh, this is not about you, and why are you trying to steal MJ's moment? Well, what people don't quite understand, and for many of us have never been one man, 19, 20 years old, living in a world where everybody across the world is judging you. You know, you've made a life out of being a singer, a performer, and you can't even get your songs played on the radio. Nobody wants you to perform on their award shows. Nobody wants you to, you know, headline concerts. This young boy, you know, who's coming into his manhood, has had to do so in front of the eyes of the entire world. So when he was on that stage crying tonight, it wasn't just crying because he missed Michael Jackson or he loved Michael Jackson. I mean, I'm sure he does, Michael Jackson being one of his many influences, but you know, those were tears of pain. You know, this young man has struggled, and I do still empathize with the situation, and I am a Rihanna fan. Those of you who visit ZimVanAdams.com on a daily basis, you know I am a major Rihanna fan. I love her. I love her music. I love her style. I love her whole aura. But it's time, you know, it's time for us to sort of allow Chris Brown back in and allow him to do what he does. And at the end, when he accepted his Fandemonium Award, he made that statement. He said, you know, I let you all down once, but it'll never happen again. And you know what, to be quite honest, that's enough for me. I really don't see him as being a domestic abuser, where what happened between he and Rihanna back in February 2009 is going to be repetitive behavior throughout his lifetime. And I'm ready to forgive. And I was very proud of his performance, and kudos to him. The BET Awards this year definitely, I mean, a huge step up. A huge step up from last year. I remember being in New York after marching in the parade last year, and I remember watching and kind of being very disappointed with the production and how it was sort of comprised. But this year, it's like everything flowed, everything was very organized. I think the performance factor was to another level. I am so impressed with Miss Janelle Monáe and her performance and dedication for Prince's Lifetime Achievement Award. I think that she really commanded the stage. She commanded the audience. Her energy was high. I mean, she delivered. And Prince's face, you know, Prince, if you watched his face during the showcase, I mean, his face spoke mounds over what he was thinking. Because when Trey Songz was up there on that stage, as much as I love Trey, you know, when he tried to incorporate Purple Rain into his performance and you saw Prince's face, and Prince was kind of like, yo, bro, you're butchering my song, you know? But when you saw him watching Janelle Monáe and Alicia Keys climb on top of that piano and Patti LaBelle kick off her heels and he jumped up and grabbed the heel and held it in the air, like, I just thought that was so magnifique. I really enjoyed both. I am so proud of BET for you know, the execution of both the Michael Jackson and Prince collabo. Like, I really can't even complain, even if I wanted to. Very well done. I'm not going to say that like Drake, Eminem, T.I., I mean, you know, I think that for what they did was wonderful. None of them really kind of like stood out or did anything that was unexpected. I mean, they performed to the highest degree, to the caliber that we know each of them to perform, and they did their just due, but nothing really dynamic, you know. I'm being just completely honest. A lot of people were joking about El DeBarge getting so much screen time. To be honest with you, what was going on in my mind is, if you paid attention to the pre-show when they interviewed Eva and they asked Eva what was she most looking forward to, she said she was most looking forward to the surprise performance from Lauryn Hill. Well, we didn't see Lauryn Hill, so I don't know if Eva Pigford or Eva Marcille got incorrect information, or if Lauryn Hill backed out at the last minute and El DeBarge was thrown in. Because if you watch his performance, it's not like what he did. I mean, I enjoyed watching him because the songs that he performed are classics to me, songs I listened to, you know, growing up, and hearing my cousin play them, my father and my mom. So I really appreciated it. I loved it. But it did seem like that performance was kind of thrown in there. Same thing with Monica. I felt like Monica didn't even get a background. Like, she didn't even get like a set. She was just like out front on stage. She maybe was on stage for what, 5-6 minutes before Niecy came out and joined her. She sounded good, and I really loved the jacket she had on. A lot of people criticized it, but I really love those like tall shoulders. I'm not sure who designed it, but I think Monica looked great. I think she sounded great. Niecy, not so much, but she's older. She's been around for a while, so you know that's bound to happen to anybody's voice over time. I have notes here. I took notes. Keisha Cole. Okay, one of my really good friends is a Keisha Cole fan. He's actually the one who turned me on to her. I wasn't really feeling Keisha when she first came out years ago, but he turned me on to her. I will say this. I think Keisha looked good for this being the first time that we've seen her since she's had her baby and she's been out of the limelight. The only thing I didn't like is Keisha's hair, to be quite honest with you, but I wouldn't be surprised if later on this summer I start seeing girls out at the amusement parks, out, you know, at the malls and everything with the whole, you know, the blonde bangs and the long. I didn't like Keisha's hair, but I think that initially when she came out and she was performing Airplanes alongside B.O.B., I mean, she was a little pitchy. She was a little pitchy, but I really think that she snuck some really great notes in there, and she hit them and sound good, you know. She gave us that soul that we're used to from her, but I'm still anticipating her return to the music scene. I really very much am anticipating her album. Kanye West, oh my God, I love the aesthetics, the visuals behind him, and how it looked like as he stood at the peak of the volcano. It looked like he was moving with the images, like the way that the camera was shot from the high angle, and how, you know, we focused on the backdrop and all the aesthetics moving. It was beautiful. Like, I really love that. The mountains, and then the rain and the snow. It was like he was traveling through the different seasons. That was amazing. I really loved Kanye's performance, and I'm really a big fan of that song. By the way, he just pushed his album up to September the 14th. So, Good As Job will be released the same day that Trey Songz releases his next LP. Kelly Rowland's coming out that day, and Kid Cudi. So September 14th, we have 4 major acts returning. Queen Latifah, did she kind of like come out? I mean, you know, like, I understood what she was doing. Like, she was sort of dressed up to resemble a lot of the characters that have made her famous over the years. But when she was making the statement about, you know, when she was getting ready to introduce Diddy, and she was talking about, like, you know, he likes fine ass women, so do I. And she kind of paused for a minute and let it kind of linger. And I was kind of like, you know, if you want to know all the winners, definitely go visit my website, ZimVanAdams.com. As soon as I finish recording this video, I'm going to spend the next 3 to 4 hours, I'm not even going to bed tonight, to upload all the red carpet photos, the on-stage photos, presenter photos, all the performances, everything. So go to ZimVanAdams.com after watching this video, depending on what time it is, so you can see all the footage from tonight if you missed anything. And weigh in the comments. Let me know what were some of your favorite moments of tonight's 10th annual BET Award Showcase. What were some of the misses for you? What things do you think could have been improved? And are you impressed with this showcase this year more so than you were last year and years prior? Because I definitely can say that BET took a step up. But I love you all so much. Thank you so much for supporting. Follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/ZimVanAdams, and subscribe to all the Zim Van Adams YouTube videos at youtube.com/ZimVanAdams. Go look at all the pictures and the video footage now over at my website, ZimVanAdams.com. Conquering the world, one word at a time.